Hi everyone, it's Andrea over at SEWSPIRE.com, and today I am here to help you get ready for our Sewspire Sew Along tomorrow, Saturday, August the 28th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time to 2 p.m. I will be here with you live on YouTube, and then 100 of you will be live with me in the Sewspire Zoom room, actually sewing together. So today I'm going to go over all the pattern pieces that you need to have cut out and prepped for this event tomorrow, because we will not be cutting together tomorrow. We're going to be sewing together tomorrow. So it'd be very important that you have all your pieces cut, pressed, and interfaced in advance of the sew together. So I'm going to go over all the pattern pieces and what you need to do to those. Then I am going to tell you how you can find the link to register for the Zoom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to post that link for you to register. Then you'll register and you'll receive an email that has the actual link to join the Zoom. Only 100 people can enter the Zoom room, so I'm going to take down the link as soon as it's full. If you do not get a seat into the Zoom room, please don't worry, because you are still going to be with us. You're just going to have to watch the live stream on the Sewspire YouTube, okay? But you can still interact on the comments live on YouTube and have that experience with us. It's just you won't be in the Zoom room. If this event is successful and everybody has a good time, I will host more of these in the future, and perhaps we can come up with some type of drawing, or maybe you pay a small fee or something so that you can be guaranteed a seat inside the Zoom room. The only people that are absolutely guaranteed a seat in the Zoom room, if they wanted one, is Sewspire patrons. So that's something else you might want to keep in the back of your mind. In the Sewspire Patreon community, we meet monthly, sometimes more often if it's AMC, and we're in the Zoom room together sewing and designing more frequently. So if that's something you're interested in, check out the link down in the notes. So anyways, just to clarify, there's going to be a link posted in the show notes and on the Sewspire Facebook group page that will allow you to register to receive the Zoom link, but that will only be available until I reach the 100 max participants, okay? So please don't take a spot in the Zoom room if you're not going to come. And then I would also urge you to only take a spot in the Zoom room if you want to sew along with us. Otherwise, you can just watch and enjoy from the comfort of your home on YouTube. Sound fair? And again, I really hope this will be successful and everybody has fun, because I'd love to host more of these for you. This has been a really great experience for me. So I wanted to tell you how to do that. And then the other last community poll, which I think is the most fun of this whole event, is you get to decide what the actual name of this bag is going to be. So there will be a link for the poll down below. Click on that and vote for your favorite name. I'm not going to tell you which one is my favorite, but I definitely have a favorite, and I'm crossing my fingers it wins. I will tell you on Saturday what the winning name is, and then I will also have some prizes for anybody who does make it into the Zoom room. We're going to have some drawings. So that's your incentive to try and get a seat in the Sewspire Zoom room. And I will have more details about what those prizes are on Saturday morning. So I'm super duper excited to see you all there. And now, without further ado, we got to get you cutting your pattern pieces. So last week I shared what I'm calling a prototype spec sheet or specifications. and that gave you the panel measurements to cut out. Today I'm going to give you those measurements again if you want to grab some notes, something to take notes on, or you want to type. As I talk, I'm going to give you all those measurements again. After the bag is done, I'm going to write the tutorial for this, and you will have the chance to purchase the PDF for this. Sewspire patrons will get that PDF for free as part of their benefits for being a patron. So you're welcome to take notes right now, or you could just enjoy this process and grab the tutorial when it's complete. But I want to hold off on writing the tutorial until after we sew it together, because a lot of times we find better ways to do things. I want to get your feedback if there's anything you want to change. So it benefits us all if we wait for me to put that together until after the sew together. Okay, so this particular bag is going to have a removable messenger strap. That piece of fabric is 6 inches wide by 44 inches long, and it is put together like I put together all of my straps. Most of you are very familiar with how to do that. You press it in half long ways, bring those outer edges inward to meet on that center press line, and fold that over. I like to insert a 3-inch wide piece of batting in my straps. So you'll need one piece of 6 by 44 inch material for the removable messenger strap, which I have one here. This is what it looks like. You're going to need a slide or a tri-glide, 1.5 inches, and 2 1.5 inch swivel fobs to put together that messenger strap. The messenger strap on this bag is completely optional, so if you don't have that hardware, don't make a messenger strap and you can still participate. Now, to attach the messenger strap to the bag, you're going to need 2 1.5 inch O-rings. You can use D-rings, but I don't love them because they shift and then they look crooked, whereas the rings always look like rings. And those go on little tabs that get attached to the bag, and then you can put the swivel fob on like that. So you will need that hardware. You are also going to need 2 18-inch zippers. I'm going to use Zipper by the Yard and the zipper pulls. For mine, you're going to need a swivel fob if you would like to have a key fob on that. And this is a 1/2 inch swivel fob that I'm using there. Then for your regular handles, I like to cut mine 30 inches long by 6 inches wide, and I create that in the same way with the batting in the center there. And you will have 2 of those handles. You can make them longer or shorter depending upon your needs. This nets you about a 12-inch handle drop, which for me is super comfy with or without a coat. So you're going to have your handle pieces. For your zipper casing, because this bag has a zip top closure, you're going to need 2 pieces of material which are 5 inches wide by 17 inches long. We are going to be trimming that, so all you really need to do is press that in half, right sides facing, and you're going to have 2 of those available to you. You will probably want to have your iron ready during this whole process just in case. And here's my second strap there, which we went over. Now we are going to talk about the exterior. For that, there are going to be 2 body panels, a front and a rear body panel. In the prototype, you may remember that was crafted from wax canvas. This bag that we're going to make together, the Patreon group AMCers decided that we should switch that to fabric, okay, to give a different look. So you can craft your body panels from any material you like, and these exterior body panels measure 14 inches tall by 17 inches wide, and you are going to taper those by measuring in 1 inch and down 6 inches. So you're literally just trimming off a smidgen off of this. It is not much, and I'm going to hold this dark up so you can see that. So I measured in 1 inch, down 6 inches, align that ruler just to give this a slight taper. If that makes no sense to you, don't taper the panels and you will still have a beautiful bag, okay? So I don't want to stress you out with that. Everybody on the design call knows how to do this because we did it live together. If it's escaping you for any reason, just don't taper them. It'll still be a really awesome bag. So you have 2 of these exterior body panels which are slightly tapered at the top. And I chose to back mine with the Decoville Light. This is really hard to find right now. I had a tiny bit left in my stash. It is wonderful for this purpose. If you do not have Decoville Light at your disposal, you can use Pellon 808, Pellon 809, quilt batting could be great, fusible fleece could be great, but you probably want to have a little something on those exterior panels to give this bag enough body. Then you're going to have, actually those are interior. For the exterior, here I have the wax canvas as the side panels, and these side panels measure 6 inches wide by 14 inches tall, and they are tapered in exactly the same way. In 1 inch, down 6 inches, and you just angle that right on there. And what I did was just lay that side panel on the body panel and trim to get that exact taper. All right, now here is the key to this. You either have to taper or don't taper, but you can't just taper the sides or just taper the fronts because the bag will not align properly. All right, so it is up to you whether you're going to taper or not. The look is not that dramatic. The big difference is here on the side. You can just really tell from the side of the bag that it's a little more narrow at the top. All right, so you're going to have the front and rear body panels, 2 side panels. They can all be tapered or not. Then you're going to have a base panel for this. I chose to go with the wax canvas, and this is my base panel here, and it is 6 by 17 inches. And then for the exterior pockets, you can either cut 4 pieces of cotton fabric that are 9 inches tall by 17 inches across, which would give you a look like the prototype, which I'm going to bring over here. This is a pretty standard Sewspire slip pocket here. So 9 inches tall by 17 inches across. You'd use the accent behind that, so you're pressing over the long edges on the top so that we can stagger that to get that accent on the pocket. If you like this look here, then those will be the measurements for your exterior pockets. 9 inches tall, 17 inches across, and you're going to need 4 of those, 2 for each pocket. For this bag that we're going to sew together, we're adding a little design twist. I cut the base of my pocket from the wax canvas 5.5 inches, and the top of my pocket from the cotton fabric 4.5 inches. After I stitch these two pieces together, I will net a 9-inch tall pocket, and if my machine is plugged in, and it is, I'm going to stitch this together for you. It would be very useful if you did go ahead and stitch your pockets together. One thing I have to do is plug in the machine foot. And for this, I'm going to go ahead and use 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. And so I just put that wax canvas and the cotton fabric right sides facing. And then voila, I have a pieced pocket panel, which kind of looks upside down to me if those were mountains. So I will probably redo that. But anyways, then you would take that top edge and fold it over to press. And then I have an accent piece of fabric behind that I will uncover here. Is also the 9 by the 17, and that's going to peep up just above that there. So what this will do, having this wax canvas at the bottom of the pocket, is give the illusion that the base of the bag spans up and the pocket starts a little higher up, when in reality the pocket is still in the seam. And I want to show you what that is going to look like on this panel, but I want you to have the benefit of seeing that accent fabric. So I'm going to pin this in place so you can get a look and decide if you like this look or if you want to stick with the whole cut of fabric, which is the 9 by the 17 for your bag. Now keep in mind, this is not pressed or stitched. I just want to give you a feel for how that breaks up the look. Now the pocket's still just as deep in the same positioning, but it totally changes the look. And given those two little things there, I'm definitely taking this apart and reworking that. But it really makes for a sleeker bag. So if you do decide that you would like to break up your pockets, you're going to cut that bottom pocket panel 5.5 inches by 17. And then you're going to cut that top accent 4.5 by 17 and join those. So you'll need 2 of the 4.5 by 17s and 2 of the 5.5 by 17s, plus a 9 by 17, 2 of those for the pocket lining and the little accent there. All right, I think we have covered all of the exterior. So now moving on to the interior, you will have the tapered interior side panels, which again are 6 by 14, and the taper is 1 inch in and 6 inches down. If you're not tapering, you just cut them 6 by 14. You'll have 2 of those. And my interior is crafted from cotton fabric and backed with Pellon 808, just really lightweight. Then you will have 2 interior front and rear panels. Those are 14 inches tall by 17 inches wide, and also tapered 1 inch in and 6 inches down, or you can do untapered for that. And so you have a front and a rear, so 2 of those. And then you're also going to need a base for your interior, which is 6 by 17. And I think mine got put in the other pile. So one, here it is. And I opted to go for the wax canvas for the interior base as well, because sometimes the base of the bag on the inside gets kind of funky, so I thought this could be very durable for that. So you got your front, your rear, your sides, and your base of the interior. Then we have some pockets going on the inside, and those are 9 by 17 as well, and one of them is a full length zipper pocket. So you're going to want to have the top edges pressed over, and on top of that we will have a 3" by 17" piece of fabric, which is pressed just like a strap, but that is going to trim out the top of the zipper. So we will fit the zipper in one end of that, and then the remaining part of the zipper tape will go in between these pocket layers, and that's going to create a full length zipper pocket. So those zipper pocket panels are 9 by 17. There's 2 of them, and the top trim, actually in the spec sheet I said that top trim is 4 by 17, but I know that this is 3 by 17. You could do 4 by 17 or 3 by 17. They'll both work just perfectly fine. Okay, then we also have an interior elastic pocket. So that is created by folding the fabric in half. So you're going to want it 18 inches tall, and then you could do that, let's see here, 21 inches wide. So you'll fold that in half, wrong sides facing, and press. You're going to need 17 inches of elastic. I like to use a 1/4 inch elastic, and with the prototype I ran 2 rows of that elastic through the gusset, and it netted me a really nice pocket. You can get away with larger elastic as long as you stitch that gusset wide enough, all right? So make sure you have some elastic on hand. If you did not want an elastic pocket, you could just duplicate the 9 by 17" pocket and create a nice slip pocket for yourself. And I have another sample here for you. This is just 2 pieces of material, 9 by 17. I pressed over the top and the bottom edges and then staggered that fabric a bit. There's a little wrinkle in there from sitting here on the table, and then you could divide this vertically to achieve a nice divided pocket. Okay, I think I have covered all the parts and pieces for this bag, everything that you're going to need. We are going to start sewing right at 10 a.m. So don't be late. Get your machine in good working order, get your fabric cut out, interfaced, and pressed. Have all your supplies there. Have some water for yourself. Have some snacks there. We will take a break, a little potty break, a little stretch break every 90 minutes, and we'll have a little lunch together. So if you want to have something prepared like a sandwich or a yogurt or something simple for yourself that you can eat at your workspace, we'll eat together and we'll visit, and it'll just be a short lunch, like maybe 20 minutes to keep our strength up, and that will give anybody who's trying to catch up the chance to catch up, and I'll still be there to answer your questions. So it really is meant to be just a fun, bonding, cool experience. Like, just thinking about it, I'm getting so excited to hang with you guys. My daughter Megan is coming to help moderate the chat and field the questions for me, and staff the YouTube live. I'm going to have my youngest daughter, Isabel, who's about to turn 13, working the chat as well. Let me check my notes. Oh, let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, so you got your pattern pieces. If you do have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat, and I will do my best to get you the information you need. But everybody's going to help everybody, right? So if you're confused or you're not sure, again, if you get on the Zoom or in the comments or on the Facebook group, we just have such a beautiful community, and somebody will reach out to help even if I don't see the message. All right, so don't be afraid to ask questions about that. If you have a sewing room and supplies, you have what you need, because we can even find workarounds for you, right? If like you don't have the hardware, you don't have the zipper, this bag is awesome with or without a zipper. So where there's a will, there's a way. All right. Check the Facebook group for the link if you want to sew live with us, or check the comments down below. But if you don't see it, that means it's full. And remember, if you don't get a seat this time, if it's a success and everybody has fun, I will do more of these. So there will be additional opportunities, okay? And then I am going to put the name poll down below. I need you to vote sooner rather than later, because we're announcing the name on during the sew along. So between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern, we're announcing the name of this amazing bag. The following week, I should have the PDF ready for you if you just want to wait and see how everything comes together. I'm going to show you the prototype one more time in case you're just joining us and you're like, what's this thing look like? Here you go. Okay, so for this, I did the wax canvas as the body. For the one we're going to sew together, I went with the fabric. It's going to be a totally softer, sleeker look. I'm splitting the pocket on the one we're going to sew together. Again, it's just going to be a sleeker, beautiful look. This bag was designed by the colors and the placement to look rugged, to look unisex, and it very much does. It's very much my style, this particular bag. This one is too. It's just going to be two totally different looks. So it's really up to you and your taste. So there'll be two wide divided pockets on the front and the rear of the exterior. We are not going to be doing the piping in this. If you know how to do piping, knock yourself out. You can cut that on the bias and add piping to yours. If you know how to do piping, you already know, and you don't need my help with that. We have a recessed zipper closure. It has tabs, and again, that was an 18-inch zipper, and I'm going to show you how to install that. And then on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and turn this around for you, because that's the easiest way. For you to see what's happening. We have a three-way divided elastic pocket, and there are pleats in that to divide it. Then on this side there is a full-length zipper pocket and the swivel fob. So it really is a fun, functional bag that would be great for many different uses. And it comes together using my modified T method. So if you're considering the skill level of this, I will walk you step by step through the construction process. Again, the most important thing that you guys need to do if you're gonna sew live with us on Zoom is just have all your pattern pieces cut out, pressed, and the interfacing attached. And then gather your zipper and your hardware that you want to use for this, okay? So I'll see you there. I'm really, really excited. I hope I sleep. I'm so excited. I don't know if I'll sleep. And as always, please know the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for making this an awesome experience. I'll see you tomorrow.